So this is Padahastasana, which translates out of Sanskrit into hands to feet pose. What up, boy? That's the yoga dog. And um, so this is like a little pre-leg workout thing, or just if you wake up and you got a tight back or a tight neck, this is gonna really engage the entire backside of your upper body as well as going to your hamstrings. Very much so into the hamstrings and the hips. And so it's a good thing to do right when you wake up or if you've been sitting for a while. And so what we're going to do is really emphasize keeping the knees bent. So the knees bent is the most important thing. It's not about looking good or being able to touch the ground or having your knees straight. It's like the opposite of what you want to be doing. It's about keeping your knees bent so you can engage the hips. And so instead of having your hips like all like that, you want to pull your back down. You want to pull this part of your back down so that you can really lift up and through the hamstrings. And then the second part of this pose that's super important is keeping your face like completely pressed into your knees. And what that's going to do is engage the top part of the neck. And so there's this thing called a bandha, a Bandha, I believe, in yoga, and it's a lock. And so you're going to want to tuck your chin into your chest as much as possible. And so what that's going to do again is just really engage the upper part of the back and into the neck, because people always forget that your spine goes all the way up into the root of your skull. And so yeah, we're going to be really focusing on those three things. So keeping your knees bent and keeping your chin tucked into your chest, and then keeping your face tucked into your knees. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and then I'll voice over for the cueing, because it's going to be literally impossible to talk during this. And also, it might be a little bit more difficult to breathe, and that just means you're doing it right. Having your chin tucked to your chest, so you're going to really have to focus on breathing through your nose and taking nice deep breaths. So let's get into it. Alright, get out of here. Alright, so what we're going to do is inhale up with our arms over our head, and we're going to exhale and fold down, and we're going to start bending our knees. Bending our knees a lot, and this will allow us to really keep our chest touching our thighs. And then you're going to tuck your hands underneath your feet so that you can really pull against your heels. And again, you see my chest is touching my knees, and then you're going to see my forehead touching my knees as well. So on our exhale, we're going to start tucking our chin into our chest, pressing our forehead against our knees, and what that's going to do is engage the stretch and the length through all the way up through the upper back and into the neck and the root of the skull. And so on our exhale, we're going to really start pulling on our heels, and that's going to allow us to slightly flex our hamstrings and create that nice good stretch and length between our knees and our hips. And again, rotating the hips up so that the bottom of our butt faces the sky. And again, pulling down the chest and the stomach, touching the thighs completely, the chin tucked, my forehead touching my knees as best as possible, and really starting to engage the hips, engage the hamstrings, pulling with the upper body, pulling with the arms. And to get out of this posture, we're just going to bend our knees slightly more and release the grip of our hands and slowly start inhaling all the way back up. And that's going to keep us safe on the release. Super easy.